30,000 years ago, the world was vast, wild, and uncharted. Humanity stood at a crossroads. The land they had known for generations was changing, resources thinning, populations growing, dangers multiplying. Yet, on the horizon lay something terrifying and magnetic all at once, the endless blue of the sea. The ocean whispered a promise. It offered both salvation and destruction. To cross it meant risking everything, but to stay behind meant stagnation, even extinction. And so, families gathered at the water's edge, eyes fixed on the waves, hearts beating with both dread and hope. Elders huddled around fire circles, passing wisdom through story. They spoke of birds that vanished into the horizon, of stars that shifted above, of distant lands whispered in dreams. Hunters carved wood into paddles, mothers wove reeds into ropes. Children carried water skins stitched from hides, staring at the flames dancing in their parents' eyes. One man, scarred from hunts, tested the frame of a raft bound with sinew. His voice cracked but carried strength. We do not fear the sea. We walk where no feet have walked. The community murmured, and courage grew like sparks into flame. At dawn, the vessel's primitive yet remarkable slid into the surf. Skins stretched tight over wooden frames, logs lashed with vines. Arms pulled at paddles, and the coast shrank behind them. Some wept silently, others sang chants for protection. The sea was both cradle and predator. Gentle swells carried them forward, yet beneath the surface lurked shadows, darting fish, rolling sharks, and mysteries unnamed. Days blurred into nights. Salt stung their lips. Hunger gnawed, yet life revealed itself in the blue expanse. Flying fish leapt into boats, offering nourishment. Dolphins followed rafts, their presence both omen and comfort. Children pointed at glowing waves at night, stars seeming to fall into the sea. At night, navigation became a celestial art. Men and women lifted their eyes to constellations, reading them as maps etched into eternity. One elder traced the sky with his finger, whispering, "The ancestors walked these stars. They will guide us." But the ocean was merciless. Storms rose without warning, hurling waves taller than trees. Winds screamed like beasts. A mother clutched her child, shielding him as water crashed over their fragile craft. Those who survived learned resilience in its truest form, to cling, to endure, to rise again when nature tried to erase them. After endless nights, a cry erupted, land. On the horizon, faint peaks pierced the clouds. Exhausted arms rowed faster, hearts surging with relief. Feet stumbled onto sand, trembling and raw. They fell to their knees, pressing foreheads into soil. The island was both paradise and challenge. Dense forests hid fruits and animals. but also predators unknown. New birds screeched from treetops. Rivers promised water, yet crocodiles watched from shadows. Here, humanity adapted once more. Flint was chipped into sharper blades. Bone hooks fished rivers and seas. Fires roared inside caves, smoke curling into the sky. On walls they painted their storyboats upon waves. Hunters with spears, animals both feared and revered. Children grew, learning songs of the sea. Women shared knowledge of roots and herbs. Men taught the art of weaving ropes, carving spears, reading stars. Every generation was both student and teacher, every life a thread in the tapestry of survival. Yet the islands carried giant beasts that dwarfed the human form. Towering birds defended nests with bone-crushing talons. Enormous snakes slithered through undergrowth, their scales glistening like rivers of shadow. Children grew, learning songs of the sea. Women shared knowledge of roots and herbs. Men taught the art of weaving ropes, carving spears, reading stars. Every generation was both student and teacher, every life a thread in the tapestry of survival. Yet the islands carried giant beasts that dwarfed the human form. Towering birds defended nests with bone-crushing talons. Enormous snakes slithered through undergrowth, their scales glistening like rivers of shadow. Every hunt was a contest of nerve, every night a battle against fear. But courage grew from necessity. Spears flew, stones cracked against bone, traps snapped with deadly precision. And with each victory, humanity's confidence swelled. Around fires, myths blossomed. They told of the sea Mother O's waves could cradle and consume. They carved symbols into stone, circles and spirals echoing tides. Each mark and story became identity. They were Every hunt was a contest of nerve, every night a battle against fear. But courage grew from necessity. Spears flew, stones cracked against bone, traps snapped with deadly precision. And with each victory, humanity's confidence swelled. Around fires, myths blossomed. They told of the sea Mother O's waves could cradle and consume. They carved symbols into stone, circles and spirals echoing tides. Each mark and story became identity. They were navigators, survivors, creators of worlds. Generations passed. Tribes spread from island to island, their rafts carrying the memory of ancestors across oceans. The sea was no longer an enemy, but a bridge, a path binding people across vast distances. And in every voyage lay echoes of that first leap of faith, when families stared at an endless horizon and dared to cross it. Today, our very existence carries the legacy of those who braved the unknown seas 30,000 years ago.